Hi, I'm Gayle, and you're watching Hollywire.
What's up, Hollywire? Gabby Conti here with Gayle.
Hello.
Hi, Gayle.
Hi.
It's so nice to see you IRL in
it's
the
so
flesh.
good to see you. I know in real life,
In
not
real
like
life.
little,
Yeah,
like,
not on the screen.
or something
Here
like
we
that.
are.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
Hi. So you had quite a night last night. It was
Gosh.
one of the earlier stops, right, on your headlining tour.
Yes, the Scared But Trying tour. I played the El Rey Theater last night. That was so fun.
Were you scared?
Scared.
Okay.
So scared, so nauseous. But I tried, and I managed to walk on the stage and stayed on that stage for about an hour.
Well, from what I could see on social media, you crushed it. So you really did. But what is that like going from opening for Taylor Swift and for Pink and now doing your own show?
You know, like, playing for such incredible acts, it's an intimidating thing in its own right, because, like, obviously I want to, like, hype the show up and hype the crowd, and you know, it's such talented, incredible performers that I'm performing in front of and performing before, so I just want to, like, be the best that I possibly can to, like, hype everybody up, and I just want to be good, and I just want to make them, the openers, proud, and let headliners proud, and, like, you know, like, show that, like, I was worth being an opener or something. And, like, that's its own intimidating thing. And then headlining, you're like, oh god, I have to convince people to show up, and I have to maintain their excitement, and I have to keep them hype, and I have to be their destination for the evening. You know, like, when I was opening up for, like, Taylor, like, I didn't know if they're gonna show up early for, like, my set, but I knew people were going to show up to the shows. Like,
Right.
same with Pink. I wasn't like, is anybody gonna show up? I don't know. Like, you know, like, but then when I'm headlining, I'm like, is anybody gonna show up? Like,
Yeah.
you don't know until it starts. So it was a really intimidating thing to, like, open myself up to the possibility of maybe people not showing up to the shows, maybe people showing up to the shows. It's a really scary thing to, like, put out there and not know what's gonna happen. But yeah, I put the tour out, and people bought tickets, and people showed up, and it's been really, really fun.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you. It's been a wild ride, and it's been a wild year.
Yes, and also all of this new music coming off of the success of ABCDEFU, which is like it's a tongue twist. I did it. I nailed it.
You did it. I'm so proud of you.
I mean, coming off of Grammy nominations, you know, for Song of the Year, and now you have this new music, which is amazing. Like, it's absolutely incredible. So, what was that like working on the new music, and then also putting it out there and performing it?
Wow. So, I mean, a lot of the songs I wrote that I put out this year, some of them I worked on kind of, like, late last year. Like, I Don't Sleep As Good As I Used To. I just put that song out, and I wrote it kind of October of last year. And then Everybody Hates Me, I wrote that song in, like, January, February of last year.
Oh, wow.
Or actually, may have been this year. No, it was last year. And then Don't Call Me Pretty, I actually wrote in February of this year. And so a lot of the songs, some of them came from, like, early this year, some of them came from last year, and I was going to put out an album this year, but I'm a perfectionist. I want to do things in the best way that I possibly can, and I have truly learned that nothing's going to be perfect, and I do everything in my best power to, like, come to terms with that all the time. And when I put out music, like, all I can really do is try my best and know that I've tried my best and know that I've really, like, given it my all. And I've never put out an album before, and I never toured stadiums before. And so when Pink and Taylor came into my life and I knew I was touring with them, I felt like I couldn't be great at both things, especially trying both of those things out for the first time. Like, I felt like I couldn't be, like, being the best that I possibly could be at playing stadiums, and then, like, being the best that I possibly could have been in making an album. And so I decided to put out singles this year, and tour, and then kind of come together and write an album early next year. And I already have some songs that could be on the album, that could not be on the album, but I don't think any of the songs I'm going to put out this year will be on the album, but they may or may not be. I'm still kind of figuring it out.
Well, and you're also selling yourself short, because it's not just, which is also a huge accomplishment, the stadium tours, going on tour yourself, the singles that you came out with. You also were featured on one of the most successful movies of the year's soundtrack, Barbie. At first I thought I was listening to a cover of Butterflies, and then later I was like, oh no, this is like you're sampling it,
It's
right?
an interpolation. Yes.
Interpolation.
Yes.
I love that word.
My friend thinks I'm sneezing every time I say it. I'll be like, interpolation, and she's like, bless you. Yeah.
What was it like reimagining that song, which has such, like, the best hook?
Oh my gosh, so I knew the song. It had been a minute since I've heard it, and I had to, like, kind of reacquaint myself with the song, and I was intimidated because there's so many iconic parts about the song. When remaking something, I wanted to, like, keep the iconic parts of the song, but then try and reimagine it in a new light. And so actually, it's a Red Hot Chili Peppers interlude. And then Crazy Town interpolated the interlude, and then I interpolated their interpolation. So it's like 2 songs in one, and then we made it into another song. And so I think a part of this that also is really intimidating is that everything we sent to Mark Ronson directly, which is just like, he is just such a musical god. He was running the soundtrack, and he just like was so incredible and so nice and so complimentary and so helpful when making this track. But he asked me to make like a bedroom pop punk version of Butterfly by Crazy Town, and I sent him what I made, and he asked me to make something a little different, and then I did, and he was like, don't hate me, but I like what you made before. And I was like, hey, as long as you like something.
Yeah.
And then I made a combo of the two, and yeah, and then it was created into one song, and it was just my friend Reed Barron and we both co-produced it and just wrote it together.
That's amazing.
And it was a lot of fun.
Oh my god, and now it's like on the biggest soundtrack of like the biggest movie of the year.
It blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was able to go to the movie premiere in London. I'd never been to a movie premiere. I had to literally ask if they show the movie at the movie premiere.
Do they? I don't know.
They do. I didn't know. It's at a movie theater and everything.
Yeah,
like
you'd
they have
assume.
multiple movie theaters. I didn't know they did that. That was so cool.
So multiple, so you can
yeah, and
go
they
to
like play the movies at different times,
Yeah.
and like it was really like cool, because I was like, so do you just like dress up and like leave, or like they give you popcorn and everything?
Oh, nice.
Like it was a great time. I had a really good time. Sam Smith sat behind me, and I was like and like a lot of people that were on the soundtrack were there, and I just got to very quickly tell them they were musical gods, and that brought me a lot of joy.
Gayle, thank you so much. This was so much
Thank you.
fun.
This was so much fun.